Welcome back to the Nerdcore Podcast, the podcast that reviews of movies and talks that nerd shit. This is episode 405, and as always, it is the Nerd Chicana here to host the show. Along with our wonderful co-host, and go up.
So what's up, everybody? It ain't easy being this good.
It ain't easy being this damn good, right? Just damn good.
How many episodes? How many episodes do we have, Roll?
405?
405? It ain't easy being this good.
405 of the main show, right?
Oh, just the main show.
And then you have like 129 of the live show. Then you have like, we podcast a lot. It ain't easy being this good. Yeah. Get on our level.
Get on our level.
Yeah. And if you don't notice, today is our review for White Man Can't Jump as we continue our month as we celebrate Black cinema here and at the Nerdcore. But first and foremost, Bradley, what's going on, bro? How you doing?
I'm doing all right. All right. Not much going on. Went to work today and came home. It's like a thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, what else are you up to these days? Just going home, coming back,
Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, we're not able to kill 5 minutes through this segment.
Usually that's the plan.
I did watch WandaVision though.
Oh, you've been catching up on WandaVision.
Yeah,
all
so
right.
I got to episode 5, so I'm all caught up.
All right, cool.
And I totally agree with what you're coming with that episode 5. That's really where it's starting to like pique my interest.
Yeah. So we can talk about that on the live show on Friday, but for sure, I think that you definitely catching my drift, right? That 5 is where it's like, okay, now you're getting.
I think they needed the other 4 to kind of put down a good foundation, and then you realize what's going on in 5 for real.
Yeah, we'll see what's up. I'm interested to see, but like I said, I can't give a thought yet about the whole thing as a whole because it's like, I'm not. We haven't finished it. We got 4 episodes left.
Can I just say this is one of those where I think the trailer really does it a disservice.
Oh yeah.
What the story is trying to tell, because that trailer didn't do anything for us.
Yeah. Yep. But we can talk more about that, like spoiler, stuff on Friday. So for those who want to hear our WandaVision thoughts, and hopefully on Friday we'll have watched the new episode as well. So the good thing is, I'll say that 20-minute episodes. That's good.
Yeah.
It's a good. I can finish it pretty fast. I don't have to worry about spending like 40 to 50 minutes on it. So
no, not everything's going to be like Game of Thrones there.
Yeah, I love my HBO shows. I love them being long, but like, this one, 20 minutes.
It keeps the story going pretty good. It really does.
Excuse me. But for those of you who are patrons, you know that I've been steadily putting down some cinema condition episodes. We've got a couple of new ones recorded. I just had a pretty special guest on last night, and I hope I can't wait for that to drop for the public, but for the patrons, of course, they already can listen to it and watch it. So How did your Super Bowl Sunday go, Brad?
Uneventful. I didn't watch the game.
Yeah.
So because I didn't care. I mean, I went back and I did watch the Weeknd performance though, and that was terrific. That was fucking amazing in a way.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, I love that. I love that performance, especially like the House of Balloons. Interlude they had in there was
Yeah.
Talk about like old Weeknd.
I did tweet out that I felt bad for the intern because if you see at the very beginning that one little block of lights that didn't turn on. There's just a little black box, and you feel bad for the intern because the other fucking billion lights work.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, if this is a mistake, as in like the intern forgot to turn it on, or anything
they
else,
just burn out.
They just burn out.
They burn out. You're like, God damn it.
Oh man, but yeah, dude, it's quite the it was quite the game, pretty one sided, man. So um I think like a couple of Super Bowls before, like during here, we kind of talked about how the game was lame and we called it big game lame that day. But you know, the cool thing is that we had some trailers drop, so we'll talk about that, you know, on the this weekend on the live show. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm pretty excited though. Today we get to talk about White Men Can't Jump, and we're gonna get into that. This is Brad's first pick of the month, and I guess without a further ado, I mean, you know, let's just go ahead and get into it, right? Let me go ahead and give y'all the wonderful spoiler warning. Yep.
Mer.
Yeah, yeah. So if you have not watched My White Men Can Jump, then go ahead and stop listening here. Or if you don't care about spoilers, then you can keep listening. Either way, how this goes, your spoiler warning is in effect in a five, four, three, two, one. All right, Brad. Introduce them to White Man Can't Jump.
Why is it I always get the short? Like, this movie's been out since '94. Why is it so short? Coming from our one and only source, Wikipedia. White Men Can't Jump is a 1992 American sports comedy drama film. That's a lot of things. Written and directed by Ron Shelton. It stars Wesley Snipes and Woody Harrelson as streetball hustlers. The film was released in the United States on March 27th, 1992 by 20th Century Fox, who we all know does not exist anymore.
20th Century Studios now.
So directed by Ron Shelton, produced by David V. Lester, Don Miller, Michelle Rappaport, who I'm guessing is related to Michael Rappaport in some way, because that's just a weird name.
You would check the page. Do they have a Wikipedia page?
No, it's blacked out.
No. Well,
We can always check later. Written by Ron Shelton, starring Wesley Snipes, Woody Harrelson, Rosie Perez. Music by Benny Wallace. Cinematography, Russell Boyd. Edited by Kimberly Ray, Paul Sador. Distributed by 20th Century Fox. Release date March 27, 1992. Running time 115 minutes. Budget was $31 million, and box office it was a smash at $90.8 million.
all right, man. What are your thoughts on White Men Can't Jump?
I personally like this movie. I've always liked this movie. Wesley and Woody do so good together, just their chemistry. And then Rosie Perez. Rosie Perez was looking terrific. Not gonna lie. This movie has to have the best trash talking dialogue I've ever seen.
Stacy says, spoilers. Woody Harrelson teases becoming Venom in the post-credit scene.
Yeah, Wesley, you wanna hustle? Yeah. There's gonna be basketball.
It's gonna be basketball carnage. Oh my god!
Thank you,
Thanks
Eden, for lurking.
Thanks for the lurking.
I mean, you have two of what we consider some of the biggest stars in this movie.
Yeah.
Three with Rosie Perez, Wesley Snipes, Woody Harrelson. This movie being in the '90s, it's not the best looking film. It hasn't aged well in my eyes, but it's just like all these other movies we've seen in the '90s. They're gonna have that film grain. They're gonna have that kind of what we go with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle look. You know,
that low budget. What's it called? That low budget. 16 millimeter film grain. Like it wasn't.
That's what it was. That was what it was before technology caught up. So I don't know if I take points away for that or not. But the acting, the dialogue in this, I love this movie.
Yeah, I enjoyed this movie. I really enjoyed this movie. I gotta say, I mean, there is never a movie that I have watched Wesley Snipes in that I didn't say like, "Damn, Wesley Snipes was good in that movie." Like
Wesley Snipes is good at every
good in everything. He's good in everything.
He does not get enough credit because of all that shit that's in his personal life.
Yeah,
for the tax evasion that, to be honest, the IRS just hunted that man.
He was really going to pay it off.
He was going to pay, and they were like, "No, you're going to jail." It's like, what the fuck is that shit? To the shit we've heard about Blade 3, which I really think didn't help his career after that, and just a lot of other shit that I don't think should take away from his acting ability, because the man knows what to do.
Yeah,
We
he's a
saw that
fantastic actor.
fantastic and everything. We've seen that in the Eddie Murphy movie. I'm pulling a blank roll.
Coming to America.
No. Well, that, but
He's Coming to America.
the newer one, the newer Eddie Murphy.
Dolomite is my name. Dolomite is my name.
Yes, so he is fantastic in that, and I mean, and then Woody Harrelson. Woody Harrelson, to me, he has these certain roles where he's just really terrific, and he has these other roles where it's like, yeah. And this, I think he's really terrific. I think they play well off each other.
Yep, I really enjoy the chemistry that they have. And me as a I was like, well, me as a man, a man in general, I was really liking Rosie Perez. I mean, Rosie Perez, like,
in some of those loose,
I mean,
and to be how can we say that we appreciate her to the highest level? We don't mean to.
Well, I mean, I love Rosie Perez in general. Like her in Birds of Prey, she's awesome. She's a badass.
Pineapple Express. She's amazing in Pineapple Express.
Yeah, Rosie Perez is a really great actress, and it was really interesting to see her in like this one of her first roles. So I was like, oh, this is awesome.
And it's amazing seeing all of them so young.
Oh yeah. God, the dialogue is so fun. There's also stuff in here that like I really appreciate, like how so like at the basketball tournament, how they're like, oh, this is a tournament in celebration of brotherhood, and hopefully that we can unify together.
And they're all just fighting and talking.
And they're fighting each other, and then the judges are like, it's just time to check. I'm getting out of here. Like, you guys don't care about unification. Y'all get scared at the instance of people literally being themselves like they are on the court. Like, as we see throughout this whole movie, it's about friendship and it's about respect. And like, even though you trash talk each other, at the end of the day, you're just playing. Yeah.
Well, even when Wesley hustled Woody, Woody came back and he still had respect. They still had respect for each other. They wouldn't be able to stand each other if they didn't. Woody had so much respect for Wesley that at the end, when Wesley comes in, can you help me save my marriage? And Woody was like, yeah, even though he was going to lose Rosie.
Yeah, I've got to say, I really liked how he was like able to pull, getting her on Jeopardy.
And Alex Trebek was in this.
Yeah, Alex Trebek was in. Rest in peace.
Yeah,
Alex Trebek.
That was kind of a nice thing I didn't remember.
Yeah, and I love how there's like, no, she doesn't know that much sports question, and then like once the other stuff coming in, like boom, 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 boom.
Like things that begin with Q, and you're like, yeah, that was written in there.
Yeah, like she loves those questions. Yeah, but God, I really enjoy it. Like the movie's so much fun. It has a lot of heart in there. I love how like how like at the end the final basketball game is like bits and pieces of it are in slow motion. I think that was a lot. That was too much. Like it was like too much slow motion. Like you're kind of
I can see that. But if you go back to the 90s. Oh. That was a trope. That was a bad trope. I'm glad we got away from.
I'm glad we got over that.
Really but that was like in every 90s movie. Like there's gonna be a slow motion scene for whatever fucking reason.
But was it? Well, it was weird saving their marriage with a game of horse.
No.
Yeah, but man, I've got to say, I really enjoy this, man. I really like how they kind of kept like. They kept pretty accurate how these areas look, and like they really it looks like they pretty much shot on location. Like it pretty much looks like it's shot on location, and the music was awesome in here, and just like the chemistry of all these actors, dude. Like not even just Woody and Wesley Snipes, but like Wesley Snipes and everybody else who's around him in those scenes.
And I feel like just the writing in this is very well done. Like it captures just the area and then the language that is used in this, that is used in basketball. Because you go to basketball today, they're gonna be trash talking on the court. Like,
Yeah, of course.
they're
It's
known for that. In NBA, like,
Yeah.
so imagine going to street basketball.
It's gonna be worse. But and yeah, like I love that, and I love how there's like this funny ass like this subplot about the what's it called the the mobsters,
Oh
and
yeah,
then how like at the end when he finally faces them up, they still have to like make it look like they killed him.
yeah. Even though he paid, it's like, yeah, we got to keep our cred, and it's just like ketchup as is. He's like, yeah, yeah, I respect you guys. He's like, cool, we out.
Yeah. Of course, like what's it called? Just stuff. Like just about like how this movie like it looks like it's from the '90s and it's from the '90s and like that stuff. It doesn't age. It doesn't age well, but like it's because we're kind of we're spoiled as to what we get now because goddamn, do we get a lot of good stuff now?
And you look at the Curse of Professor Zardonicus, and I bring this up, that has better image quality than this, and that's just because it was made recently, and the technology is there.
Mhm.
I think we have to go back into the storytelling and look at Wesley Snipes' character. Like they present him on the basketball court as his hustler,
Mhm.
but this man has 3 other fucking jobs. This
Yeah,
man is doing everything he can, like
just to get by.
in a legit legal way, like because they never go into like any like he does the basketball hustle, he sells tile, he does roofing,
Roofing, yeah.
he does a lot of construction, and he's trying to get his wife a house, and then their house gets robbed, and it's just like the one thing he's trying to do is make life better for his family and get out of that area.
I will say though, one of my favorite moments is when he first loses that 1,700. Right, of
Mm.
course you can tell that Woody's character didn't felt really bad. He felt bad, but at the end of the day, like, hey man, a bet's a bet, and I need this money, and I'm gonna take it. Right. I love that Gloria, like what's it called? Gloria goes, she knocks on that door, and she says, "Is Sydney here?" and Rhonda's face is like, "Yeah," and I'm his wife. And I'm like, oh, I was like,
Yeah, you could tell her wheels were turning
who the fuck
Mhm.
is this bitch? Like, I
but
love
I
it.
but I love Rosie in this, in that, yeah, she's dating the white dude, and the white dude was just gonna lay down and be like, yeah, I got beat, like that's how I feel, I got beat. He didn't realize he was getting hustled. He doesn't have as nearly the street smarts
Street
as Rosie
smart,
Perez
yeah.
does.
Yep, yep.
She's
And
like, she's like, stupid, you got hustled.
yeah, and of course I love when Rosie enters the room and all of what's it called, Sydney's friends are like, "Damn, you got yourself a nice girl," and like, or when they come back out to say like what's gonna go down, and they tell Sydney like, "Hey man, tell him to move away." He goes, "Hell, you want me to do that?" Like, what's it called? I'm not gonna do that. Like,
Do you want me to die?
you want me to die?
I forget what he said, but it he was like,
I don't remember. I know he's like, "Do you want me to die?" Like, no,
like,
no.
we're doing what they're saying.
And I love all the performances from the women as well in this. Like, and even like what's it called? Even like the random ass girls like at the court who are like watching their boyfriends or husbands like lose at this game. They're like, "Damn, they stopped my man." I really enjoyed that.
I like the 2 main characters. They were strong female characters. I mean,
Yeah.
Rosie's Perez was very sexualized.
Yeah.
But she just looked that way anyway. I mean, there's no really hiding that.
I mean, she was still a very well written, independent woman who,
What?
knew.
She was knowledgeable. She was learning. She was so. I mean, very. And this was the '90s, and the '90s didn't really write female characters very well.
Hmm.
Well, I'll just say that. So this is like a breath of fresh air in that time.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's why I say like even though she was like what's it called, she was written to be so sexual. It's like there was never a moment that she didn't like say like, "Hey, yo, quit your shit," like, yo, like, what's it called? Don't talk to me like that, or like, what's it called? Oh, I'm gonna leave you. Like, this is over, dude. Like, what's it called? You're fucking up too many times, and
Yeah.
and she finally knows, like, after that one time that she brings him back, and it's like, okay, you know what? After this time, we're done. We're done. We're through. You know, and
Oh, and I agree with everything you said, and I can't leave this without bringing up like my favorite scene in this
yeah,
is when they're hustling that one huge dude, and he's like he goes to rob it, the store, and he's like, "Can I sell you my gun?"
yeah,
And
it's
then
like,
at the end of that, when he figures out he doesn't really know what's going on, he knows he's being hustled. He's like, "All right, I'm going to go to my car. I'm getting my gun. I'm killing everyone here." And then everyone just like you can just Wesley's acting his face, and he knows it's serious, and he just bolts.
one of my favorite also parts is like when he's playing, like he's listening to Jimi Hendrix, but he's like, you don't hear Jimmy. White folk can't hear Jimmy. And then when he explains to Wesley that literally everybody else in the band was white, and he's like, "Wait, what are you talking about? This is a picture. You cannot convince me that everybody else in the Jimi Hendrix experience was white. No."
Think about it, they were all hippies.
Yeah, yeah. But oh god, like this movie, it's a lot of fun. It's just just some stuff about it, like I felt like the pacing was a bit like off in the middle. I was like, okay, like we're spending, too much time here, and it's like, or let's go ahead and see a little more of this. But I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun, and I really thought the film was worked well with pretty much like talking about the story of two guys who, they start off as like enemies, and then at the end they become friends.
I think this is one of those I would definitely just turn on and have on in the background.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So I'm going to give White Men Can't Jump an 8 out of 10.
That's
What's
good.
gonna,
That's
yeah,
a good score.
yeah. What's gonna be your score?
I will give White Men Can't Jump a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, fun movie, guys. You guys can go and probably check it. What's it called, rent it and stuff like that. I really did enjoy this one, and I think that it has a lot to say about just what's it called, being respectful and being living by your word.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it is not the cinematography doesn't live up to today's standards for
oh
sure.
no,
But the story, the dialogue, everything else in this movie, timeless.
yeah.
Fucking
And it was
timeless.
nice to see Woody without a wig.
And a hat.
Yeah, yeah. But what's it called? We thank you all for listening. As always, it's a pleasure. Next week we get to talk about Juice, and
Juice.
we juice, and we continue on with our month here at the Nerd Core. We want to thank everybody who was in the chat, Stacy and Eden. Thank you, dudes. Thank you guys so much for being in here with us and talking with us for a little bit. I want to thank the Patreon supporters, because without you all, this does not happen. So thank you to our our producers, our writers, and our showrunner. Thank you so much to our associate producers, Cassie and Sarah. Thank you guys so much. A reminder to you all, on Wednesday, we are having our next scheduled movie club. So if you want to join the movie club, you have to be a patron at the $5 tier. This month we are watching a pretty damn good movie, I'm telling you, by one of my favorite directors of all time. So if you want to go find out what movie we're talking and when and how we're going to be able to talk and everything, go ahead and go to patreon.com/nerdcore at the $5 tier and join the movie club. So we want to thank our producers as well, our executive producer, Shane.
You can follow our friend Shane at twitch.tv/XSRK or on Twitter at XSRK_. Also, check out his site, thriftedil.com.
People would hate us if we decided to what's it called, to review Soul Plane, bro.
I would hate us because
I would hate us.
That movie is horrid. It is so bad.
Yup.
I mean, I'm not going there. It's just
Okay.
bad. It's just bad.
Thank you to our writers, wonderful Bryce, who you can follow at BrownRice96 on Instagram and Twitter and on YouTube and Twitch. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you, Bryce.
And then our wonderful Tony.
Hey, Tony.
at Real Nerdy Dad on Twitter. Thank you guys so much for being wonderful supporters of the Patreon. And then our wonderful showrunner, Taymor23, Taymor 23. Taymor, thank you for believing in us and being able to back us here at the Nerdcore at the showrunner tier. And we hope that we're making you proud with all that we're doing here, man. So, Brad, without further ado, it's been a fun time, but we'll catch them on the next episode, which would be on Thursday, as we review One Night in Miami, Regina King's One Night in Miami, which is now also nominated for a Critics' Choice Award. So let's watch that and see what's up, man. I can't wait. I'm so excited.
Forward to that. I've been looking forward to that for like ever.
And then hopefully next week is Judas and the Black Messiah with Daniel Kaluuya. So, Brett, let's go ahead and send them out.
All right, Ro. Thank you being host as always. Thank you to our Patreon supporters, our listeners. We appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you, everyone who joined us in chat. Eden, Stacy, y'all rule. And I guess to end this episode, I'm just going to say there's going to be carnage.
Oh,
you get out.
Good Lord.